Pilipinas Live app.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the game, Kyla. All right, let's begin. It's a sweet, sweet November for the Ateneo Badminton Team as they clinched their 4th consecutive victory in the UAAP. And joining us today are the champs themselves. Good-looking t-shirts, too. Two-time, back-to-back MVP Mika de Guzman, Angel Valle, and Coach Kenny Asuncion Robles with us. Welcome back. Congratulations. I hope to get a shirt. They look really good. 4P champions, congratulations. Welcome back to the show. Sanay na kayo, Coach. It's good to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
How does this feel? 4P and how different is this year for you?
I think every year it becomes a little more difficult, of course, because you know that everybody's out to get you, out to beat you, and so the preparation and everything else becomes more. So it just increases each year.
Okay.
Coach Kenny, you've been in the industry for decades already, no? And I want to ask, how do you stay consistent? How does the love for the game stay consistent?
Well, I think the love for the game is sort of like in me already. It's something that's natural, but it's always nice to dream new dreams, especially with the new players. You know, it's nice to set new goals.
That's what keeps it fresh, you know?
Yes.
Right. Winning keeps it fresh also, right? It's a good feeling, Mika. You were happy with not just the day when you won the championship. You were happy with the whole year. You said that. Can you tell us why? What was so special about the year that other than you winning the MVP, that made it special for you guys?
Well, of course, I would start with their training in China. I would say na parang, kasi we were away from our loved ones, so that was hard. But like they say nga, the harder the struggles, the sweeter the victory. And it showed na we were really happy with the double gold this season. So, yeah.
Double gold meaning, of course, the men's also during that day who were here Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken.
Hindi lang double gold, no? Double MVP red. So I'm curious, how do you impact your teammates? Ano yung mga reminders na binabahagi mo sa kanila? Especially sa rookies natin, we have Angel. So ano yun?
I'm very happy to share the MVP, of course, with Joshelle Alvarez. And I think what we told sila, Angel, and other teammates is to just play it one point at a time, one game at a time, and to play it with heart and all out, and enjoy the games.
Yeah, that's a great advice, especially with nangyari kay Joshelle, ano, na she was playing from behind, di ba, in her match. Okay, Angel, it was a tough match for you, di ba, in that doubles match. Tell us about the challenges and tell us what your feeling was after, and did you feel discouraged about it, or did you trust the team and trust the coach? Tell us your personal journey through that day.
Well, during the finals po, losing that game po, after going out the court, I was so down at first. My coaches, nakita po nila na medyo discouraged nga po ako. Pero pinuntahan naman po nila ako, and they motivated me. And nag-advise po sila sa akin kung ano po yung need ko po gawin para po mas makapag-perform pa po ng better.
Earlier you mentioned na you look up to your ate Mika, no?
Yeah.
So can you share more about your bond sa kung paano kanya na-help na maka-adapt easily sa team?
At first po, sa totoo lang po, super intimidated po talaga ako kay Ate Mika. Kasi part po siya ng national team. Pero nung tumagal naman po ako sa training, sa team namin, nakita ko po kung gaano po niya tinutulungan kami as rookies. She always guide us na kumbaga, sinashare po niya sa amin yung experience po niya kung paano po kami magiging matapang sa court, kung paano po kami mapapakita po namin yung games po namin.
You know, I've always been impressed with Mika with the way she speaks. It's so soft, Coach. But she's so ruthless on
Her
court.
style also, no?
Diba? Angel, siguro yan, matututunan din yan because she also speaks that way. And the contrast is on court, like, just incredible. But Coach, how was the approach this year, knowing it was UP again, diba? And I'm sure gigil din silang, mga to get back at you guys for last year. Was that part of the equation also?
I always tell the players, like, the pressure is part of being an athlete. I mean, it just, shifts from whether you're the champion, so it's a different kind of pressure. When you're trying to beat the champions, it's another kind of pressure. But the pressure will always be there. So the best thing to do is to learn how to handle it. So different players would handle it differently. So you have to know that what works for you.
Gusto ko lang sundan, Kyla, sana kay Mika yun, that whole UP thing. Now, obviously, they have the 8th title record, no, sa women's. Is that in the back of your mind now that you're at 7 and you've got the 4-peat? Obviously, 5 sounds really good, and then tying number 8. What do you think about, alam ko nakabakasyon ka muna, pero what do you think about when it comes to that?
Well, honestly, I didn't think of it. I didn't know that UP holds a title of 8 titles.
Okay.
But of course, like what Coach Kenny said, don't let the pressure get into you. Just enjoy and give your best in every game that you do.
And let all the other things take care of it.
Balikan ko lang si Coach
Please,
Kenny,
go.
no? Dun sa pressure, I was actually able to talk to her kanina. And you mentioned, Coach Kenny, na itong pressure pwede natin siya tingnan in a positive light, no? Para lang hindi natin mababa yung guards. Dahil nga magfo-4-peat na. So, any more thoughts about that?
Well, yun nga, kasi we know naman every year, it feels different. I mean, the pressure is there, trying to maintain the crown is like really hard, and parang everybody's out to get you. But that's okay. We I mean, it's a good thing, right? So we just parang do our best and we focus on the games instead of focusing on what we've achieved or what, I mean, parang you're starting fresh and new every single year.
Right. Angel, other than the championship, which you are very much a part of, as we are emphasizing, this is a team championship. What was the best part of the year for you? This is a two-part question. Pinakamasarap for the year for you, other than the championship, and what are you looking forward most for next year?
Una po, masasabi ko po na ang pinakamasaya po ako for this year is makapasok po ako and mabigyan po ng chance to join the champion team, which is the Ateneo po.
Yes.
A lot of my age na badminton players po is aiming din po na mapabilang po sa Ateneo Badminton Team. And isa po ako sa nabigyan ng chance to join with them. And lalo na po, na-achieve po namin ulit yung champion po this UAAP Season 86.
And then you're looking forward to what else
I'm
next
looking
year?
forward to achieving the 5-peat.
I love it.
Put it out there. Put it out there, right?
Manifestations work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the championship. Congratulations on the MVP. The whole team, pati na rin sa men's. What a great day for you guys. And good luck for next year. Maybe you'll be sitting here again or we'll be standing here somewhere in the set.
Kita-kits
But,
ulit, no?
kita-kits, no? But thank you very much for being here.
Thank
All right,
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, in the meantime, after the break, we'll take a deep dive into the final 4 teams in the UAP Women's Basketball Tournament naman. So, stay tuned. You're watching The Game.
Welcome back to the game. The top 4 teams have made their entries into the Final 4 of the UAAP Women's Basketball Tournament. But before we get into matchups and previews, let's take a look at what each team can bring into the table with UAAP analyst Raiza Dy. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Sa ating
Thanks
suki.
for having me.
Ayan.
Wonderful job, by the way, during the
Thank
games,
you,
Raiza.
thank you,
Thank
thank
you very
you.
much.
Ayan. So wala nang patumpik-tumpik pa.
Game!
No? Let's get right into it. So,
Okay.
Raiza, I want to ask, pag-usapan natin ang NU Lady Bulldogs, the obvious favorites, ano? So, they currently have a stacked roster, 7-time champions, but
Yeah.
they seem to have a struggle with peaking at the right time. So,
Yes.
what does this mean?
Okay. Kasi I've noticed, especially this second round, okay. So, Gypsy Canuto played against UST and shot the winning shot against
That's right.
UST in overtime.
Big shot.
Yeah. So, that's the only shot Gypsy Canuto made in the entire game.
1 out of
but-
6
Yeah,
yata,
1
tama
out
ba,
of 6,
Raiza?
correct.
Oo.
So, in terms of peaking at the right time, we saw also CC, Camille Clarin.
Correct.
Yeah, she had a few games na medyo hindi siya nag-perform well. She shot 1 out of 8 and other games 1 out of 9. So, what I want to see for the NU team is just, that's the challenge for them and the coaching staff. Na pagpapasok ng Final Four, should be all together yung players at the right time na peak talaga nila.
It's natural to nitpick at a team, no, that is as good as they are. We have to parang, di ba, take into consideration na isa pa lang yung talo nila, but as an analyst, syempre you have to break down these things that they need to parang work on
Yeah.
going into a next phase,
Yes.
which they're trying to defend their title again. I'm just curious, what do you see different from this year's team from last year's team?
You're talking about NU
We're
again?
NU still, yes.
Okay. Not much difference. Siguro the difference is nag-improve sila because we know that 5 players are part of the national team. So mabigat yun. And that's, if you're part of the national team, you are the best player currently in the Philippines.
Correct.
Yeah.
So they're pretty much, sabi nga ni Kyla, top to bottom, lineup-wise, they're supposed to be the best team.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Pero meron ngayon sumusunod. At ginulat din ang karamihan, no? Because entering the Final 4 are the UP Fighting Maroons. So, how are they able to do this?
Alam mo, sabi nga, nakausap ko one of their coaching staff, and sabi nila na 5 years itong rebuilding nila para makapunta dito. But, I remember the last time they made it into the Final Four was 15 years ago.
15
So,
years.
technically, 15 years in the making ito. And yung advantage ng UP is they are the favorites. I saw a lot of former players that are supporting them during the games. May iba nga kabatch ko pa the past years. So nakakatuwa because, a lot of people are supporting them.
Team spirit is very much alive.
Okay, but you did say 15 years. So that only means none of these players have any kind of Final Four, playoff, big game experience. So how do you see them compensating for that, Raiza?
It's hard for the players, and also the coaches na you don't have this kind of experience because pagdating ng Final Four, it will be totally different ambience, mas may gravity and intensity every game. But for me, part kasi ng coaching staff, it's Coach Vega, which is very experienced player and coach as well. Naging part din siya ng national team coach before. So you know that they are in good hands.
Okay.
I want to talk about some of UP's best players right now. No?
Yes.
We have Luna, Ozar, and Favor Ono. So they have been very instrumental sa campaign na ito ng UP. So what are their strengths, no? And how big of a impact are they delivering para sa team?
That's a great question, Raiza, kasi babantayan sila.
Yes.
Obviously, sisimulan na yan sa Sabado by NU.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's answer her question. I wanna find out.
Okay. So Luna Ozar, we all know that she's part also of the national team, helped the Gilas team also
course.
in the international tournaments. So we know that ang UP kasi, ang strength niyan, not the superstar players like eh. So they are really banking on their team, on their system.
Okay.
So yun yung unpredictable sila. So UP is very unpredictable na every game you will not know sino yung magpa-perform well because they're really sticking on their system.
Kaya rin nila nadali ang NU this season.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
lone loss. Okay,
Correct.
let's move now to the UST Tigresses. Speaking of individual talent, there are also, a few really great players. Other than that, what makes them dangerous in the Final Four, Raiza?
Okay. Number one, their shooting percentage. In terms of 3 points, they are on top in the league. There are players that are part of the rookie, they had rookie awards, which is Kent Pastrana,
Correct.
Ferrer as well. So, you know that meron kang outside players that can help the big players as well. And also, yung big players nila, which is Ferrer, she is the anchor in terms of defense and in offense.
I'm wondering what can we get from Eka this one, because and I'm only saying that, Raiza, because obviously she's the reigning MVP. So
Yeah.
what have you seen this year, and what do you expect come playoff time? Will she come up big, or I'm sure that's what UST would want, Coach Heidi would want?
I hope so. Because medyo na-feel natin na hindi natin masyadong naramdaman yung presence niya this first round and up to this patapos na yung second round. So medyo nakukulangan pa tayo. But I think that is just because meron siyang iniinda, some kind of injury. Pero we hope na pagdating ng Final Four, she'll be healthy and 100%.
Okay.
Of course, last but not the least, the Ateneo Lady Eagles. And andyan, of course, si Casey De La Rosa leading the Eagles with also a solid first 5. However, meron silang struggle with bench productivity and foul trouble, which seems to hinder their campaign. So, thoughts on that?
Yeah, bench is going to be a concern in the Final
Yes,
Four, Raiza.
Correct. Sila yung may solid first 5. But after that, paghugot ni Coach LA sa bench, medyo nakukulangan tayo. So I've seen Jasmine Johnson played na marami siyang fini-fill in na role because someone has to step up and para makafocus siya sa strength niya, which is outside shooting, So if someone from coming off the bench na could step up and set her up and just focus on her strength. Remember, she had a really good game. They beat UP in the first round. She had 29 points. So, you know that if makapag-focus lang siya sa role niya and sa strength niya, they can be dangerous, especially along with Casey De La Rosa, fourth rounder for MVP race
Correct.
this season.
Right, averaging almost 20 points a game, over 12 rebounds a game, and a whole stat line. She has been tremendous. But if you're Casey, and as a final question, especially going up against, let's say, the number 1 team in the Final Four, nababantayan ka. The target's going to be on your back. How do you deal with it knowing that the attention will be on you if you're Casey, Raiza?
Oh, correct. So if I were Casey, hindi ko pipilitin. I won't force any issue during the game. Yun yung sinasabi ko na someone should step up para when the times, of course, ito-double siya. And when
Hindi naman naman, quadruple team.
Correct.
minsan.
And when the times na triple team siya or quadruple team, meron siyang makikick outan. And that's something na kailangan ng Ateneo, which is andyan si Calago and hopefully Jazz Johnson, to get her game going coming into the semifinals.
But before we get to the semifinals, and this is going to be an exciting
It's gonna be a
Saturday.
circus,
Yes.
no?
Oh,
The circus
Sabado.
will be starting this Saturday, Boom and Raiza. So,
Yeah.
more sports stories after the break. Keep it here. You're watching The Game.
Thank you very much, Raiza.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Of course. Welcome back to the game. Let's take a look at the NBA regular season action today, full of superstar standouts and comebacks. In the return of Devin Booker, the Phoenix Suns topped the Minnesota Timberwolves 113-115. While we've yet to see the highly anticipated Big Three to take the floor, D-Book and Kevin Durant combined for 62 big points to get the W. Phoenix improves to 5-6 to end the Wolves' 7-game winning streak. After missing the last 5 games, Booker dropped 31 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Over in the East, the Boston Celtics overcome the Sixers in a convincing 117-107 victory. Jason Tatum led the way with 29 points along with 8 rebounds and 6 assists. Derek White and Drew Holiday picked up the slack as the Celtics missed 2 of their stars in Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis.
You can also catch all the hoop action and our show live and on demand on the Pilipinas Live app for just 149 pesos a month. Thank you for joining us. I am Kyla Castillo.
And I'm Boom Gonzalez, and this has been The Game.